Cinder Pidgey. How are we doing today? Or this evening, I should say. Let's just check the camera. Oh. You good? Very good. Yeah, I showed Joanna the council picture. I thought, and she likes it too. That's very cool. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, here we go again. Well, tonight it's painting time. Painting the Titan, and probably working on the lobster in between coats and stuff like that. So this should be interesting. I've been looking up Mallards, looking up different coloration designs on them. So the Duck Titan, yes. So I'm thinking I might do a. Well, see on the face there. It definitely could be split into like a duck snout, duck bill. Uh, Hang on, where's my little pointer? There it is. In here, you can make that yellow, make that green on top, and then we could work other colors in there. That looks a little. Does that look fuzzy to you? Looks a little fuzzy to me. But yeah, so there's. I'm thinking this could be good. The other thing is I could do split designs, like split it down the middle and do half. Doesn't have to be too darkish. I'm not sure about doing yellow feet. That bothers me. I'm not sure if I can do orange feet. I'm gonna have to do it for one of them. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alrighty. But as always, welcome along tonight. Welcome to Mechworks Hobby Chat. It is painting evening, so this should be a bit of fun. So I'm tossing up whether or not I should start with a base coat on this guy, but then it'll just then take forever to dry. So I think I might just leap straight in. Now, the primary color of a Mallard is an off-white. That much I have noticed. So we're probably going to go with. We've got two greys here, almost identical. I'm going to go with a slightly bluer grey as my base. Is that a base paint? It is a base paint. There we go. So that's where I'm going to start with that. But the primary groupings. Now, the other question, of course, is whether or not. I think I'm going to keep all the metal joins, like the superstructure, as actual metal work. I'm thinking I'm going to keep them looking metallic and then just do extra work on the paneling, like do colorations on the panels. I'm not sure. I'm just going to fiddle with my. I'm going to fiddle with the focus just for a second. That isn't looking fantastic. I don't know why. To me, anyway, that just doesn't look spectacular. That's not bad. That's pretty good there. Now, is that okay down at this angle and that angle? Yes. Okay. Okay, I think that focus looks better now. What do you reckon of that, Cinder? Oh, mighty mod. The mod master. That looks better, I think. That looks a lot sharper and crisper. Yeah. It's definitely got a. Still getting used to the camera. You'd think after 11 sessions I'd get used to the camera. Apparently not. So yeah, alrighty. So yeah, we'll be working on that. I'll start on the top and go from there. I have my coffee tonight, so that's much better. I have all my paints. I have everything I need for once. I don't have to go running around just for novelty's sake. And I really do like the work you're doing on that design, Cinder. That looks kind of awesome. So, and by kind of awesome, I mean really, really good. So, I'll try not to wash my brush in my coffee. I will do my best. No guarantees. You know what? I was going to try and go around those lines, but now I'm not. In fact, that brush is too small. There's far too much area to paint on this guy to go with a little brush. Go big brush, slightly bigger brush. If that doesn't work, I'll get out the massive brush. But we will start on the carapace up the back here. Just get a feel for the grey. I think I like this grey. Now the next thing is, when it comes to the other colorations of a mallard, that includes lots of brown, which is going to be... Oh, that's cool. Good. Do that. Brilliant. There's going to be a lot of brown in this one, or there's meant to be a fair bit of brown. Now, how I'm going to work the brown in and not just make it look truly bizarre, I'm not entirely certain. But I'll see what I can come up with. I'm actually thinking possibly of doing a large V pattern on the top in brown. Because ducks, you know, the flying V, that kind of is symbolic. That's silly, but it works. But, like, that might work. It's making this theme work. That's going to be the hardest part, I feel. I feel that's going to be the trick. You know what? Looks like the whole thing's going grey. I don't know if I can be bothered trying to... Yep, the whole thing's going to get based in grey. I'm not going to try and do separate basings because that's going to be silly. So... Oh, wow. That's very close on the lean in, isn't it? So, far too much face, I think. Nope, that's not better. It's worse, in fact. Alright. That's just gonna have to put up with that, I suppose. So, now it's huge brush. I started with the kind of like moderate sized brush, and that really wasn't doing it. Then I went to... I've lost it. How did I lose that brush? Oh, here it is. Then I've gone to the next brush, and that's not doing it. It's too much. Now, this is my biggest brush that isn't scenery brush. Scenery brush is over there somewhere, and it can stay there. Scenery brush barely fits in the paint pot. So let's just do it. Let's get in there. So you listening to any music at the moment, Cinder? If you are, what's your tunes for this evening? And if anyone else has joined me tonight, what are your tunes of choice for this evening? I've got nothing playing at the moment because I get distracted by the music and I daydream, and then I won't be talking as much. I've tried. I did actually a dry run where I sat here talking to myself with music playing just to see if I could do it. No, couldn't do it. Can't focus on talking and painting and music, because when I've got music and hobby playing, then my imagination runs off and I'm just gone. My wife has quite often had to come in and poke me a few times early in our relationship when I'd be doing hobby stuff and music. No, absolutely useless. Gotta say, there's something very nice about basing a nice big model like this in a light color for once. Normally everything's black or dark grey, you know. But going a much lighter color is quite therapeutic. I don't know why. Feels interesting. It feels nice. And it's going to look great when I hit it with a wash too. That's going to look fine. And of course it will then react very nicely to dry brushing afterwards. I'm an accidental genius again. Okay, what we've got? Mix of game soundtracks, Florence and the Machine, and whatever else you have on your phone. Well, yeah, that's a good point. So I've been looking forward to painting this guy up. Been really looking forward to getting this one done, getting this underway. It's very hard not to start projects without you all, but oh well, it just makes it a bit more special. Oh, and you may notice I've got a double base on this guy, because after I glued him down, I then went and found all my other bases like minutes later. Of course I did, right? That's the way it is. So this one's almost on a display style stand, so it's double based for special effect. There we go. Let's get that actually in camera. That's looking nice. I am loving this base coat. It's such a strong, simple color, and it just looks really nice. I've just realized what it reminds me of. When you have gray mesh, when you're doing 3D modeling, and you've got no coloration on it, but you just set everything to a default gray, that's what this reminds me of. Gray meshing. I don't know what you call it these days. There's probably another technical term for it, but that's what I remember it was known as. When I was studying 3D animation, it was gray mesh. Actually, that's a point. I get to put scenery on this base. That'll be kind of cool fun to do too. Actually get to do some basing on camera, but it's going to be tiny scenery. Has to be tiny because these things are huge. The scale of these are enormous, so that'll be fun. Now the scale keeps changing depending on which picture you look at from 40K lore, but from what I understand, you've got 1 or 2, maybe 3 pilots sitting in this head. 3 little humans packed into this head. If they can stand up and move around in there, that would make 1 human up to could stand just under the ankle guard. So that makes for a pretty big big construct. And it's one of the smallest titans, which I find very interesting. Something about giant robots is just exciting. Man, these are therapy. These just feel good to paint. There's lots of space. There's lots of area to work with. They hold the paint really nicely. It's a good model. The detail doesn't get lost in the paint either. Alrighty, well that's that. I'm going to let that dry for a bit. And I'm going to put some silver. Some more silver on the lobster. And yeah, you're right. Mecha is awesome. Mecha just feels good to build, feels good to look at. Great to paint, nice hard edges, so much fun. That's why I like doing Battletech so much. It's just all my favorite things all the time, everywhere. That's the thing I should check. Does that work? Sorry, just checking some settings on OBS. Since I've only got it just started again. Nope. Alright. Anyway. Well, it didn't crash, so I think I did that well. The best news is all those little wandering bits of glue marks haven't stayed there. So my somewhat bodgy construction efforts haven't ruined anything. And let's just say I did ruin this model. Let's just say I make a complete mess. Well, in between, since you saw me last, I've got some spares now. So, got a couple more I can test run, just in case. Whoa. Okay. Just in case I make a mess of this one, it's got some brothers. So, plenty of doggies in this particular Warhound pack. Now, the focus point of the camera is definitely there and up in here, isn't it? Because down here it's just blurry. But that's okay, because you really want to be focused up here more than anything else. Okay. So, let's do some, while that dries, do some silver on the mighty lobster. And have some more coffee. Alrighty. So aside from drawing various forms of duck, Cinder, what else have you been working on this week? And how's your dad doing? Where's my silver paint gone? There it is. Good. Glad he's good. Oh, business setup. Yes. Well, that's a task and a half usually. Coming together well. You can often find everything that can go wrong will go wrong during setup time. Hopefully, you'll be able to catch problems before they become issues later, which is a theoretical upside of it all, I suppose. Shiny cannons. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. Okay. Huh. Alright. Well, there can be some positives to these sorts of things. There is a lot of downtime and work time that you can make a move on. So I've heard quite a few companies or startups or smaller companies have taken advantage of the lull in the market, so to speak, to get some downtime and some service time and just work on their business model or their projects or fixing things. It's kind of like fix-it time since there's not much happening. I've heard quite a bit of that. I mean, in amongst the oh no, everything's gonna crash conversations, there are occasional silver linings to be found. The ball gun on that's looking pretty good. Lighting's doing something strange since I checked it last. Let's go on with that. Nope, it's all set normally. Don't know what that is. Sorry about that, everyone. Ow. Just wanted to make sure that was doing what it was meant to do. Anyway. Yeah, that's not looking too bad at all. Still not quite touch dry, so I'll do a bit more on the lobster. My work's been flat out busy, as usual. But yeah, there's been no shortage of HR matters to be involved in, which is good. Always prefer to be busy than bored. Unless you're on holiday, at which point you much prefer to be bored than busy. There we go. Pulling out the details. What do you reckon of that? I reckon the silver seems to be playing off quite nicely. Yeah. I still have to hit it with a bit of a tidy up wash, but I think that's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Alrighty. It's gonna be fun to actually. I might actually get to use these in a game one day. That'd be awesome. I'm thinking I'm gonna go and make sure that all the guns are actually proper gunmetal. Just because it was looking weird having everything in that bronze color, personally, on this big one. We've got so much red and we've got so much yellow happening in here already, pretty much in the bronze spectrum, or in the bronzium area of the color. I'm trying to think of the word. I was about to say color wheel. Don't think that works, but it was all blending in together visually. There we go. Give us time, I'll get there. So I'm kind of keen to make some of the weapons stand out a bit more. It's too fine a brush for this job. Step that up a bit. Yeah, the orange on the red side does look too bright now. Now that everyone can see it better, it just stands out a bit too much, doesn't it? So that's what I was saying before, but my cameras weren't picking it up properly, so. So now I think I'll dull down that. I'll dull down the orange. I'll just go back over it with the base orange again to take away that just that overly sharp look to it. It looks actually artificial. The orange is just too almost highlighter. It's almost neon. You know, like it's one of those colors that it's almost impossible, that sort of bright orange, to make it look right unless it's very, I don't know, maybe just edge highlighting. Yeah, that gun looks great. I'm quite happy with that. Oh, that's what's going on here. My lighting's moved. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. Probably be shopping at Bunnings soon, though, to go and get myself a proper LED LED bar or LED strip set up, so I can get to get the best possible lighting effects on this, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'll get in there and I'll semi-dry brush that engine area. Not sure if I'm going to... Yeah, that works. Oh. Huh. Yeah. Doing that on the engines works quite nicely. It's looking nifty. It's looking quite good. I'm rather pleased with that. Okay. Well, I'll put the lobster down for the moment and I'll I just whack him on his... He can just land. Let's have a look at how Sir Duckington, the mighty mech, is touch dry. Good, good, good. Alrighty, so now we'll start with the head maybe. So, are we thinking yellow over the... Where's my pointer stick? There it is. So we're thinking yellow all through here. And then maybe a green head, which is going to look very duckish. Yeah, I think so. Can't believe I'm doing this. Anyway. I'll go mid-brush. This is such a strong yellow. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Dearie, dearie me. Wow. Yeah, right. Oh boy. Still. One must commit to the idea, otherwise why did you do it in the first place? Because I was bullied. The fun part about doing, honestly, silly colour schemes like this is then you go back and you do them as best as you can. You take, it may be a fairly foolish colour scheme, but you take it seriously. So that it may look strange, but it still looks good. Alrighty. I'll do that ridge there in the yellow just to tie it to the rest of the... Because when I do the green up the top there, we need to be able to tie them together visually. Alright. And the more precise I can do it, the less... Sorry, you can't see anything there. Just got to get that curve right. Yeah, the more precise I can do this part, the less I have to naff around with fix up, tidy up, and everything afterwards. Which sounds obvious, but when you... It's funny, being on camera, you feel like rushing. There we go. Okay, so one duck guard. Now I'm not going to do the snout in yellow. I think I'll do the snout in silver, to be honest. But that's very yellow. Now, choice of greens. Choice of greens. What have I got here? That's Caliban green. That's your Dark Angel's green. But then you got your much brighter green. Now I think, much as I don't want to say this, I think the Mallard green is a brighter green than it is a darker green. Plus, when I hit it with a wash, it's going to go darker anyway. I wonder. Mallard. Duck. Let's have a look. Yeah, on the Mallard, it is a very dark green, but at the same time, it's an iridescent. I am not doing iridescent green. I am not doing metallic green. I just can't. I just can't. But yeah, I think this one. I think this one. All right. Let's get ducky. I really need to get more paints, a better variation of colours. I find myself repeating myself in a lot of my colour schemes. I mean, different ways of doing it, but it is a lot of the same colour over and over and over again. Which, yeah, there's nothing really wrong with it, I suppose. But you don't want to start. You want there to be a visual difference on the table, even if you have a look, even if you have a closer look. All right. Well, that's a point. Up the side, the ears. I'll just start with the head, and then we'll see if I do the ears in green as well, or if I leave that as a white. Probably end up having to do the green as well, I suspect, but we'll... Oh, that's bright. Okay. Woofer. Now this is a layer. I'm going to have to do a couple of coats on this one. It's going to look very weak to begin with. Huh! That's terrible. It looks like... Oh, that already looks like a duck, doesn't it? That is already looking very duckish. Make me try what? Sorry, I think I've lost my own track here. Huh! Oh, metallic green, yeah. I think I'm just going to straight have to refuse that option. Yeah, I just don't think I could. Don't think I could bring myself to do that. Okay. Wow. Oh, there we go. Splash some green already. Bugger. But I'll tidy that up a little later. That is so green and gold. Ah, so green. So so very green. Wow, that's horrendous. All right, on the sides though, looking at it, I think I have to do green down the side, otherwise it's not going to look right. Yeah, yep. That is a brutal color combo. Wow. Righto. Get in there with the rest of the green. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh well, that's what happens. What is this? Emerald green or something? Warpstone glow. Warpstone glow. Well, it certainly looks like it's got a glow. Never have I seen a colour scheme in more desperate need of a dark wash in my life. But I think it's working. Look at that. That is that is an affront to all things serious about Mecha. Fantastic. Uh, there we go. That's so bizarre. Alrighty, so now do a little bit quick tidy up. Because I splashed some green all over the place. Which is why I did the yellow first. Because the tidy up is easier with a base color, base paint, because it's thicker, much heavier pigment in it. So it's a lot easier to correct errors. Where's the best spot gone? There it is. That's my premium angle for painting right here. There. There we mostly go, I believe. I have to start thinking about where I want to put the V stripes on this guy. Chevrons, I think that's the other term for them. That seems to sound about right. That one. And that one. Wow, that is a very distinct looking color scheme. Alright. Okay, so now for the brown, because that's oh, and there's blue as well. Interesting. There's blue in the Mallard duck design or color scheme. Just little thin stripes of it in places. On the back of the towards the back of the wings. Hmm. Probably back here actually. Little blue panels on the back. back in there. That could work. But right now I've got to think about the brown. So, brown chevron. Gonna. Oh, I wonder what colour I'll do the eye. Could do yellow. I could put the blue in there too. Blue panels with blue eyes. That'll play it. That'll tie those two designs together. But now for the brown. Now we've got very, very heavy brown, which I don't think. I'm not sure. We've got a lighter, paler brown. I think we might go one of these two. I'm thinking this one as the base. And looking at the actual picture of a mallard, I've got it on the other screen here. Yeah, this one. It's a bit more leathery. That one's more of a highlight color. That one I don't know. That one's a bit more dirty color. And this one's just basing. That's mud. That's mud color. Okay, so we'll go this one. And somehow, okay, so I can either attempt. My brushes in the way. Let's see. I can either attempt to go a fine point out that way, like sweeping out, or I do it more blunt, a blunt end arrow, like a blunt end there, and then coming out from the edges of, running off the edges of the arrows. And then at the back, I'd probably have it start there and make the chevron look. I'm not sure which is gonna. I need my points to go to. That's the thing. You gotta have a line. You gotta have a line in mind. All right. Here's what I'm thinking. Going from following this line from the arrow there, from the little chaos star. Sorry, I've got that round the wrong way. You can't see that. There we go. I think I'm going to go from there along on either side. Probably from there, and I think it's pointing at that corner, and then I'll make the alternate, the inside V in there. What do you reckon? That's a yes? Oh, that's a yes. Well, I don't think anyone else is in channel tonight. It's just you and me, Cinder. So this is, easy decisions. Okay. Let me just double check. Maybe. So I'm looking at some other colorations. Yeah, no, it's mainly that color brown. It really is. What just happened there? That's bizarre. How did I don't understand. But that's okay. I don't understand lots of things. I think I just broke my internet. I think so, hun. I'm not sure. Let me double check. No, that's alright. Okay, that's just strange. Oh, well, it's just you and me, Cinder. Anyway, so let's try this on for size. So we'll go with this brown. I have to go back over this a few times, that's for certain, to make that a straight edge, but yeah, that ends up looking curved. That's going to be interesting to make it. That's going to end up looking curved, although it's actually a straight edge, or straight-ish line, because of the shape of the carapace, which could make things interesting later. Okay. So far, not entirely terrible. It's not going to look any good until we're even remotely okay. There we go. There I made a mess. Alright, I can come back and fix that. The trick is making sure I get that. At the moment, it's not going to make any sense because it looks like a funny looking line there. Go the other direction. Hopefully, I can simulate a V. This will require lots of back and forwards to tighten it up. Ha! It really does look like a duck now. That really is starting to come together very ducky. Oh, wow. Yes, darling, I am indeed going quackers, honey. Thank you for that pun. It hurts. I'm impressed by it. Okay. I have to go a little bit over that point because that is not selling as well as I've liked it to. Might have to be a little wider. That's a bit better. Oh dear me. Deary, deary me. That looks quite strange. Quite strange indeed. Okay, so let's continue that line though. Because by continuing it, it might make it look more intentional and a little less, you know, he slipped. That's looking a bit better. Now to keep things nice and even on the sides is going to be interesting. Oh, well, that's life. Think about there. How bizarre. Like I said, lots of tidy up on that line to make it nice and sharp, but definitely achievable. Oh dearie me. Actually, that whole back panel, just because it's going to look neater and tidier, gets brown. This is quite a silly style. So if I'm going to do this and make it look any good, it actually still has to fulfill a design concept of some sort. Alright, so that is where that is going. Thus far. Oh dear. Wow. Things you get yourself talked into, eh? Alrighty. Huh. That's actually, well, looks silly, but it's not terrible. So I'm fairly happy with that so far, believe it or not, much to my own surprise. Okay. Alrighty, so to keep that accurate, let's see. Seems to go from there across, and then we just go down all over it. That's a very untidy splurge. Yeah, that was remarkably untidy. Got lazy. Tried to go too fast. Made a proper mess, I did. Alrighty. That is how that is coming along. Now, like I said, enough times to be annoying, I'm certain. The trick is making sure that that V has a hard edge. Otherwise, I mean, it's always very satisfying when you get to pull it off, but until you do, it looks so amateur. Like, painfully amateur. I mean, technically I am an amateur, I'm sure, but at the same time, let's not try to embrace the fact. Wow. Oh, thank you very much. I'll go check that out a bit later. There we go. So far, one duck patterned mech is coming along surprisingly okay. Oop, off camera, sorry. Again. Forever drifting off camera. Okay. Oh dear me. Okay, now where am I going to put the blue? Put some blue paneling back there maybe. Or around the edges on the weapon. That could work too. Might do some line tidy up now. Do you think that this is probably my silliest colour scheme design I've ever done? I'm enjoying it. And again, the reason I went with this grey is because for touch-ups it's a heck of a lot easier because again, this grey is a base grey. Giving me a nice heavy pigment to go over the top of everything with. Making touch-ups significantly easier. So you any closer to jumping back in and restarting or starting up 40k, Cinder? Or anything slightly similar? My peripheral tells me something just happened in chat. I just want to finish this line and I'll have a look. Not right now. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You'd get walks anyway, wouldn't you? Which is kind of amazing. Blast. And drifted too far in. Cut a little too deep into that chevron pattern just then. But I'll make it work. Chevron pattern, chevron stripe. It's a stripe, Murray. It's a stripe. Sorry, off camera again. Good grief. Come on, Simmons. It's easy. Stay in focus. Okay, gotta fix that line up in there, but otherwise that's that's looking pretty good. Damn it. Slid over the top of that. That's a bit better. So tidy a line at the back there. Not fantastic, but we're working on it. Geometric patterns on these things are always a trick. Especially when there's little detailed bits and gubbins all over the place that get in the way of straight lines. But I love the way he does a little dance whenever I put him down. Just, hey, I'm a duck. Look at that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not sure if I've got that line right, but it's coming along. Alright, a little bit of tidy up to do on that line there with the brown. But other than that, that is looking neat and looking tidy. Which, again, is the key to selling a kind of silly and dancing duck. Yes, indeed, it is the dancing duck. But yeah, the key to a silly, making a silly color scheme kind of work is to do it as neat and as exact as you possibly can. Because then it's harder to, it's easier to buy. It's easier to look at and go, that isn't as terrible as it should be. Okay, there he goes again. Okay, so is my audio coming through okay tonight, by the way, Cinder? Since I like to double check that sort of thing. Up, good, very good. Now, the trick is, of course, I'd like to call it just Mallard Squadron. But if we can find a really cool scientific name for a duck, or a species of duck that's related to the mallard, that'd be even funnier. As a Titan house. Because remembering that Titans in 40k lore are all like noble houses. Like knights, actually. So, a noble house named after a duck just sells the whole ridiculousness of this idea. There we go. Okay. Okay, that is starting to look okay. Funny thing, the line there ends up getting a wibbly because just of the way just the shape of the hull. So it's kind of hard to accommodate for that when you're looking at the design. Because what is a straight edge from one angle becomes a wibbly line from another angle. Very frustrating. But I think that is not bad for freehand. It'd be easier if I did masking, but I've never had any success in masking a mini. Every time I rip off paint, I miss bits, I just make a mess and get very cross. So in the interest of not getting very cross, I'm not going to mask it. It's a shame that no one else is online to see this foolishness come to fruition, but at the same time, hey, that's okay too. It's me and it's Cinder Pidgey, the dingo and the pigeon, painting a duck. Dearie me, it's very silly. Love it. Okay. Thank you. You like it? That's good. I think I think it's done in such a way that it might actually look alright. Once I hit it with a wash, and then when I come back with some more shading, it's kind of probably looks surprisingly good. Okay, a little bit of tidy up with the brown now. Oh, got a sorry correction. I need to go and reapply some brown line, so I can come back. A couple little areas to correct here. Hopefully, I won't have to then re-correct with the grey, but you never can tell. Yep, there we go. That's a slide. Damn it. I could feel that going. I could feel it sliding as I was applying it that time. Very frustrating. Not impossible to fix. Just an unnecessary return to that area with the colour. But alright, now I think that's recovered okay. No, that's not horrendous. Oh, little spot at the back here. Creep that colour back in. There we go there, there we go there. Oh, a little bit on the back corner as well. You don't have to, no, Jess doesn't have to turn up if he doesn't want to, that's fine. No point in bullying someone into watching something, even if it is me painting up a Warhound Titan to look like a duck. Did you tell him that bit? Okay. Now I'll put some heavier coats of brown back over on the other side. Alright, another brown coat. That looks a little bit more tidy now. Now, I don't know if you can notice that, but when you're looking at that, there's a little bump right there. Where is it? Ah, it's right there. Little tiny bump that looks like a little blotch. What it is there's a little rivet right there, and I've kind of like angled it at a funny. I've come across at a strange angle, so we've got this little blob. That's the sort of thing that bugs me when you're using dark colors over white colors or light colors, because little things like that stand out to me anyway. And so this is where I have real trouble letting go. This is where I have a lot of issues with my painting, because I'll see something like that and go, I really should try to fix that. And then I end up stuffing it. And then I've got to come back again and again and again. And that can be quite an irritating process. But I think I fixed that. Okay, now just got to color in that. Don't do that. Color in that line a bit. Okay. Now to me that looks better because it got rid of a little bump. It's probably a bump that no one else saw or would see or ever notice or even think, hey, that doesn't look right. But I knew it was there, and that was really bugging me. That's what a lot of painters, professional painters as well, can find to be the hardest part, is to stop. Just to stop fiddling. Stop touching it up again and again and again, because eventually your touch-ups turn into errors. And then you gotta go and redo it. Yep, that looks pretty good. And I think it's time to get back to the lobster, you're right. I just gotta try to figure out where I'm gonna put the blue now. That's the other thing I've got to do. Where am I going to put the blue? And do I go full duck and give it the orange feet? Because I think that will most definitely tip it over the edge from kind of duck-like to extremely duck-like. Alrighty. Okay. I've got to do the weapons and I've got to do other bits. Where am I going to put those blue panels or those little bits of blue? Oh, orange toes. Oh, Cinder. Where could I... The blue. There's got to be blue in there somewhere. Probably on the weapons. In around the weapon area there. And in the eyes. Some of the paneling on the weapons as well. That'd actually work. Yeah. Alright, do a little bit more lobster and then I'll come back to that. That is very silly. Hey Joe. Have a look at this. It's being painted up to look like a duck. Does it look duckish to you, darling? Yep, that's one. It's mainly the colour scheme. Apparently, only a select few of us get the joke. Joanna's got taste, you see. That's one of the problems here. How she married me, I don't know. Not complaining, not asking any questions on that one, I can tell you. Okay, back to the lobster for a little bit. Put the duck over there. Do some lobster in. Okay, so. Lots of silver bits are in. Ugh, that orange is so strong. Oh, I've got more guns underneath. Of course, there's always more guns. It's an Orky vessel. There's always more Dakar. So much more Dakar. Okay. Every time I do that voice, I want to run an orcish campaign. Like every time. Run an orky D&D game or a 40k game or something with the orcs in it. Now that'd be cool. The other mischievous thought I've had, since there's no one from my game groups in chat right now, is what if I just hit everyone with a polymorph bomb? Like a big AoE polymorph spell, and hey presto, everyone's a goblin. That would amuse me. That would amuse me a lot. Of course, there'd be a way for them to change back, because I'm not that horrible. But it'd be real funny watching them try to deal with a way to do. Watching them try to figure out a way not to, one, get dead because you're now a goblin. Oh, I'm off camera again. Honestly, you muppet. Simmons, what are you doing? Alright. That's the guns on the underside. Much darker. You reckon I should do it, Pidgey? Polymorph them all. Just hit them with it and make them, turn them all into gobbos. That'd be fun. Not sure if the party would either be really mad or take wild advantage of the opportunity. I'm fairly certain it'd be the taking wild advantage part of the equation that they go with. They figure out some way to turn that to the absolute maximum possible profit. Yeah, it's not looking too bad at all. Players are amazing. That's the whole reason I'm a GM, is because I want to see what the players can come up with. I want to see them dream up ways out of my ridiculous scenarios I put them into. That's the whole reason I run games. I get to tell an incredible story, and they usually because the players come up with incredible things. I'm actually quite liking that blend, the red to yellow blend. I'm still tossing up whether to put the teethy thing back in. Still tossing up on the tooth pattern on that one. Alright, well, TRPG, yes. Either the RPG or the RPG. I think you just meant to say RPG. Yeah, there's a T next to it, yeah. RPGs are good fun. They're great fun, actually. Alright, I'm going to go back and see if I can fix this orange, while I'm here. So hitting it with a duller orange again. Back using that base again. Just trying to take the bit of the sting out of that colour. Yeah. I'll have to hit it with a wash again just to then remove the fact that it's looking all very plain, but you know, that's a learning process. That's just the way it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. A quick wash of the orange and that'll correct that over the kind of like bland look of it. It'll make everything else look the same. It's not looking too bad. What time is it? 10:20. 10:20. Not too bad timing so far tonight. wonder if my advertising, I wonder if my announcement went out that I was streaming tonight, because normally we've got at least Flynn or Mr. Xenomorph or someone's dropped in just to see what's going on. No matter, it might just be a really busy night for everyone as well. That happens. There we go. Yeah, now dab wash over the top. Definitely in the order. Did an alert go out when I started my streaming tonight? Did you get an alert, Cinder? Because if you didn't, that may be what happened. Yeah, interesting. So if the go live didn't go, I wonder how you can force a go live notification. Wonder if I've done something wrong. Wonder if I broke something. That'd be typical, wouldn't it? Murray's somehow broken something, and no one knows he's here. No, I can't see. Can't see anything I've done wrong or I've done differently. Oh well, that's life. So no notification. Interesting. I wonder why it didn't do that. Is there a button I meant to push? I just thought it automatically happened when he started streaming. Oh well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, quick wash over the top of the orange. I can come back and touch it up a little bit later. I've been having great success with this particular wash of late. It's come to the rescue in a wide variety of miniatures, which I must say I'm quite pleased with. It's always good when an idea lands. And it's very, very helpful for, of course, doing flesh wash, but I've been using it for all manner of shading recently, as Skits has recommended, since it's not as harsh as a lot of the darker color ones, and like the blacks and the blues. It's nowhere near as harsh a color. So, and it gives a much more subtle finish. So I've been using it on a variety of Chaos minis at the moment, and some Hero minis for Blackstone Fortress, which is an amazing game, FYI. As far as tabletop, 40k tabletop style games go, it's kind of incredible. So we're really enjoying that. Ah, it's Flynn! Hello, Flynn! How you doing, mate? Very good to see you. Quick question for you. Did you get a notification that we'd gone live? Because I don't know if anyone did. It's been me and Cinder plotting to take over the world. Monday morning. Of course, it's Monday morning for you, isn't it? Yes. Well, I'm glad you're doing pretty good for Monday morning. Well, been working on the lobster a fair bit today. There we go. Giving a bunch of different, uh, getting some more colours into him and doing some more details in silver. And since there's been no one to stop her, Cinder has had unrestrained suggestions regarding a certain Mallard coloured Titan. So, behold this fantastic disaster. Obviously no washes yet, obviously all just the base colours, but what we have here is a Duck Titan. So it's ridiculous looking, isn't it? The Quacky Boy is here. It's terrible. I like it. I really didn't like it to begin with. But the more I did it, the better it was getting. I'm not sure if I'm prepared to do a whole legion like this though. That could get a bit much. You see, because since I was last doing this, I've got some replacements here just in case all this goes wrong. I've got a few more boys a few more lads I can do up. But so far this is working out okay. So I'm thinking it's working. It's definitely working. There's no doubts there. But it's an interesting color scheme to do, and doing these lines, getting this chevron done on the top. I think it's called a chevron or just a V. It's it's tricky. It's tricky to do because no matter which way you look at it, the line will look straight in one angle and then all bent and burkled on the other. Like actually, it is just plain bent and burkled right there, but it looks even more bent and burkled like. Um, no matter which way you look at it, so it's kind of frustrating. But how you doing, Flynn? I mean, it's Monday morning, so you're not doing fantastic. But how have you been doing? Well, I'm going to try to fix that line a bit because it's really annoying me. Come on, straight edge. I actually think that worked. I just saw something in peripherals and chat, so I'll check that in a second. That looks better. That's a much nicer line now. The downside is I've been back and forth and back and forth. I'm starting to get a bit of a paint groove, if you know what I mean. You're getting, when I dry brush this, there's enough paint on there to probably pick that up. But anyway, have been good otherwise. That's very good to hear, Flynn. But yes, you're right. Skits is off at volleyballing, doing fitness things. Oy. Oh, I got some D&D on yesterday. Let's have a look. We took a break from our regular D&D game yesterday for one shot with new characters, and it was highly entertaining. Do tell. Do tell. Is it like a one shot, same universe sort of game, or one shot completely different? Okay, where am I going to put the blue bits? Because Mallard ducks have blue on their wings. I think we'll put blue there. Now it's the choice of blue. I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to go royal blue. You know what? I'm going to go the royal blue because the dark blue seems a bit sedate for this color scheme tonight. I don't regret this, but I regret this. It's one of those weird moments. Okay. Completely different universe. We drew fire from the dark tides of bilge water for a lot of the characters. There was an ocean treasure hunt. Battling zombies at sea. Ocean zombies. That's good and also very terrible. Um, I do like it though. That does sound quite interesting actually. So zombies were attacking your boat. That seems terrifying. You've got literally nowhere to go but fight. Zombies all the way down. Okay. The blue wing bits look fantastically bad. Okay, cool. Yep, good work. Put your big fat fingerprint right in the middle of the blue bit you just did, Simmons. Nicely done. You muppet. Hello, sweetie. How you doing, darling? I'm painting a very fearsome mech, a very silly colour scheme. Well, see, we're basing off the colour scheme, hun. Yeah, so that's the idea, you see? You can sort of see it. For those of you who can't actually hear Joanna, she's trying to figure out why we keep calling it a duck. I've just shown her a picture of a mallard, and she can sort of kind of see it maybe. That's online. Just an online photo, darling. Okay. Let's have a look. Really funny over there. We came close to TPK. Yes, TPK is one of those games. But with some pretty lucky decisions and rolls, you won. Favorite thing about the Mallards is they have this little curly feather tail. I am not. No, I'm not giving. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. It's not getting a little furly tail thing. That's as it is. Thank you for that, Flynn. Good grief. As it is, Cinder's trying to talk me into doing orange toes. What are your thoughts? Should I go with a full-on orange? And they have orange feet too, like orange. So should I go ahead with the orange duck feet? It is important to be accurate for science. Thanks, Flynn. Yay. Flynn's totally not on my side at all. Alrighty. Look at that, Cinder. You're getting allies in seconds on your ideas. Dear me. Okay, so there's little blue bits on the side, much like. Yes. All right. Can't believe. Anyway, yep. Orange toes, hey? You're on the side of science, especially for eggs on a co-conspirator. Fantastic. That's just lovely. But it is very nice to have you here. Who are you, Flynn? Hi, Flynn. It is very nice to have you on board. Joanna says hello to Flynn. Her full name, their full name, never got that straight, is Dawn Treader Flynn, much based off the Narnia book, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Yeah, how about that? What do you know? Okay, so brutally orange feet. People are horrible. Oh my goodness, look at that. No, it doesn't need to be brighter, Joe. It's orange enough. Oh, and Flynn says it's yes, it is a dull orange because I want it to be dull orange. I want it to be screaming orange. I don't want it to be it's bad enough. Don't start with me. Got to be accurate to it. Before you'd even know it was a duck, honey. Now it's like, oh no, everyone else says it's a duck. Unreal. Unreal, guys. My wife, beautiful Jenna, had no idea what was going on until she realized I was getting ganged up on and immediately took your side. Immediately. Straight up, no questions asked. Okay. People want to annoy my husband? Sure, we're in. Isn't that right, honey? I did do it to myself, admittedly. You're right, but look at that. That is so horrendous. Oh no. Go away. There's no vibrant orange for you. Go away. No, go away. Anyway. Oh yeah, there we go. Cinder says thank you. Flynn is laughing a lot and chanting one of us. The Council of Ducks are bullying me. Oh, there's a point, Cinder. If you think, yeah, all right. So if Skits would agree, then therefore you've got to reasonably assume that you're doing something wrong. Go away. No. 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 I'm not doing yellow in it. That's why I'm just. This is the base coat. This is a base coat anyway, Joe. A base coat is going to get all darkened up and stuff, and then I have to come back and highlight it. That's going to hurt. Don't. Thank you, Flynn, but I'm trapped by my own rules here. You see, much like in my D&D games, where I never fudge a dice roll, ever, as a GM. I've said that from the start, even if it's incredibly there against them, or fundamentally for them, I do not fudge dice rolls. Whereas, and I said at the beginning that you guys, that basically you help me pick the color scheme. It's a gimmick, it's the thing I do for the channel. And well, I can't go changing the rules just because I get picked on. Because otherwise, what's the point? No one's going to interact. No one's going to invest in this. You're invested. See, my wife's invested. Would you just stop throwing words that I say back at me, please? That's really not cool. Okay, it's doubling down on Murray's trapping himself. So shush. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, here we go. They look at they're agreeing with you. That's what they're saying, hon. Everyone's agreeing with you. No, but look at that. Okay, there's some very, very, very. That's some feet. What should I do about the? No, looking at the pattern, it's all orange stompy flappers. I was actually going to see if I could do some more of the brown. Do half brown on the foot, swinging around there, just so we can get some color continuation down the line. I'm thinking, what do you guys reckon? Like do a half panel of the brown just to match. Sorry, no one can see that. My bad. Half panel of the brown just to match the continuing brown down the side here. I'm thinking I just got to tie that together a bit. I mean, it's funny, but I also want to be able to look at it and not just want to throw it across the room. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint the rest of my Titan Legion this way, but we'll see. I'm probably going to do variations on this theme, actually. But this one is the most definitely going to be the duck-like. Because. Also, Flynn. Cinder has gone and drawn up a prototype or a test version of a Council of Ducks design to go both on the page and also possibly into a t-shirt, which is just hilarious. So I don't know if you have that anywhere to share, Cinder, or any way to share that in chat, but if you can, that'd be kind of amazing. You need to go to bed, hon? Say good night?
Yeah. Good night, troops.
Good night, troops, she says. Don't know if you heard that. And they say good night back.
Try to get Murray more adventurous in his colour scheme.
Try to get Murray more adventurous in his colour scheme, she says to the guy painting a Warhound Titan in a duck design. Wow. oh,
Maybe a yellow stripe up
and
the
they.
side.
Oh, don't you start, woman. And they all say they're laughing and cheering you on, honey. Apparently, will do. Oh, great, Cinder Pidgey. Cinder Pidgey has says that she now has her orders. You traitor! No, but I'd obey her too. Okay, I think that does that look alright? I'll tidy that line up, but actually no, I don't like it as that far round. I might. Uh, should I bring that back a bit? Like maybe not quite that far around. Looks a bit. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe on that side, like on the outer panel. Maybe I think I brought it round too far. I don't know. I'll try it on the other side from that. Oh, other side's full of other pattern. Hmm, that's terrible. Good grief. Quack quack. Thanks for that pun, honey. That hurt. Alrighty. So what's in store for you today, Flynn? Standard Monday? Day off? Maybe you're planning a heist? That'd be cool too. Yeah, I might just... Ugh. Gotta work. Is that good or is that bad, buddy? I hope it's good. I mean, employment at this current economic climate is wonderful. At the same time, it can be incredibly stressful. Neither nor. Neither confirm nor deny. Employment is good, but work has been nuts for months. You're kind of over it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've loved. Blah, 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 blah. In this job I've got now, that's not. It's not nuts yet, and I'm not over it yet. But I've been in a couple of jobs where it's just got crazy and crazy. And it's like I'm so glad for employment, but at the same time, come on, people. It's a kind of situation where would you like a redundancy? It's like maybe. Oh, there we go. There's a link. If you can clicky the linky, I believe we have. Let's have a look. What's that link? Oh, there we go. The Council of Ducks test image. Haha. Yes, it is quite good. The Power Armor Duck. Yeah, it looks so good. So we're going to do a couple of iterations on that one, me and Cinder. And then we're probably going to make a shirt out of it. Alright, I'm going to tidy up that horrible, horrible color scheme at the bottom. No, okay, I'm complaining because it is kind of. But I don't know. I'm actually quite enjoying this in a really weird. What am I doing? This is not even a. This is not a remotely cheap model, but this is kind of very awesome at the same time, kind of way. Sorry, don't know if you can see that, but oh, look how easy that is to tidy up. I love. That's again. I started this one. This is a nice light grey base, base coat. That heavy pigmented coat. Oh, good grief! The heavy pigment paint from G-Dub, and I use it as my starting point because when it comes to touching up, it's so delightfully easy because it's such a heavy color. And I hate to admit it, but this brown stripe down the side really ties in nicely with the side there. Look at that. That actually makes it look uniform, which is a ridiculous concept to be quite honest. But anyway, it really does. It really does work. Sorry. Where are we? Where's the best spot? About there? Alright. Okay. None too shabby. It does look good. It kind of does, doesn't it? I just wow. That part of me, that part of me that always wanted to have Titans as a kid, and they're cool and they're tough and they're mean and they're scary and they always look so hardcore. And my very first one I'm painting up is a duck. I think that's where the issue is. I think it's just much younger Murray, who could never afford this sort of thing, is staring at me in disbelief. Look at that. That stripe looks good, but those friggin' feet. Look at poor Murray Brain. Yeah, it's not. It's Murray Brain. That's what it is. It's just Murray Brain that I'm battling with here at the moment. Ha! What time is it? Slowly running out of time here. I kind of feel like going for ages tonight. Actually, I feel like going for much longer, but probably shouldn't. I'm in the paint and chatting mood. I can see why people have 4 hour streams, eh? I might do one of them one day. I might actually do a real long, like on a Saturday or a different day, do a particularly long stream, maybe. But that's right, Cinder. I will be out of here soon, buddy. Alrighty. It's alright. Back on camera again. It's interesting changing your perspective to paint on camera, because I paint with it right up close. If you can see the other camera, I'll often paint like this, but now I'm painting here at a distance, and it's actually forcing my painting style to adapt, which isn't terrible actually. There's that. And now it's just a little bit, couple little bits to tidy up, because ridiculous or not, there's no point in doing an untidy job. That'll actually look a lot better when I actually before we finish tonight, I'll very quickly put some black paint around the feet, just so you'll know it's gonna look a lot better when the base is fixed. At the moment, it looks very splatty, and while not terribly important at this point, it's also not giving the right concept to look at. But that is looking surprisingly okay. Touch up on here. Tiny little bit of touch up down there. Around the top. Good night, Jenna. I'll be insane, hun. Yeah, it looks like it stepped. You're right. It looks like it stepped into a paint can and just wandered off, like ducks do. Alright, so the blue bits as per the feathering, the brown because it goes with the mallards, also the mallards feathering. The head is very duck-like, and now we have big, stompy, splatty duck type foots on it. So I will, yeah, a huge paint can center, huge, mate. What I'll do now is I'll quickly put some black paint around the toes to give you an idea of how that is going to look. Are we back? Everything dropped out. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back yet? Are we back? He's gone. That's annoying. Internet dropout sucks. Internet dropout sucks. Internet dropout sucks. Are we back yet? Are we back yet? Yes, yes, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. It drops out every now and then, not for very long. But around about this time I've noticed. Okay. So, what I'm very, very quickly doing here is, as promised, I'm just putting some black paint around the toes so you get a feel for how it is actually going to look later on. And the answer is very orange. Couple more minutes. That's good. That might make sleeping a little interesting there for you. Cinder, if everyone's snoring. Hi, Flynn, we're back. Interesting times, huh? Sorry about the internet. Nothing we can do. We've got free health cover. We got really good health cover, but really bad internet. Pick one. Ah, well. But it's a bit of a rush job because I'm running out of minutes here. But that is a tidy up of the base, so you guys get an idea of how alarming that orange really is. There you go. Wow. Well, I'm not going to be able to look at this and not do something with it. For very long. So I'm going to be repainting this. Oh, continuing to paint this. Sorry. Continuing to paint this next week. I'm not going to do another build. I'm going to just come back and continue this spectacular disaster. Love it. Look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, many ladies, is the war duck. Fear the war duck. Mallard of destruction. Wow. And we'll put a wash on it and it's going to end up looking much, much better. And then I'll come back and I'll tidy it up again. See, what I was thinking of doing next week, since, I usually paint one, build one. Hang on. Where is it? Eh, eh. In this box set, comes one of these as well, the Reaver. So I was thinking of jumping in there next week and doing that. However, I think I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see if I can finish the duck off, and I'll finish working on the duck, the war duck, the battle mallard. Oh, no, that's better. But anyway, I'll finish off the war duck first, or at least get some get some paint on the battle mallard, and so it gets a wash and do some tidy up and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll go on from there. So thank you very much for your help in designing this color scheme. I hope you've had some fun with it. It's been a little quiet with just me and Cindy here for a while. And then Flynn came and saved us, which is fantastic. Thank you, Flynn. Thank you for joining us. We don't feel so abandoned anymore. But yeah, hope you guys have a great start to the week. Hope everything goes very, very well. And hope that you get a bit of hobby time in there. And yeah, you have a good one. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, everybody, have a very good week. Alrighty? Alright. Catch you later.